Did you enjoy reading about the Chandrayaan mission? Hope you got the answers correct. Let's discuss. The first question asked you to identify the sentence that was true from among the answer options provided. One of the options was, placing of the satellite in the geosynchronous transfer orbit (GTO) will be the most complex step of the process. Let's go back to the passage. The fifth sentence in the second paragraph reads, the successful placing of the satellite in the geosynchronous transfer orbit (GTO) was only the first step in a very complex operation. This means that the step was not the only complex step, but it was one among many. Hence, the option is incorrect. Let's look at another option. Chandrayaan-2 is one of the first missions that never encountered a setback. Shall we go back and read the passage again? The second sentence in the first paragraph reads, the Indian Space Research Organization (ISRO) put behind its previous week's setback and achieved a perfect launch at 2:43 p.m. from the second launch pad at Satish Dhawan Space Center, Shar, in what was the GSLV Mark III's first operational flight. It says previous week's setback, which means that there was indeed a setback in the mission. Hence, this option is incorrect as well. Let's look at yet another option. Chandrayaan-2 is the first lunar mission of India. If you read the first sentence of the first paragraph, it says India's second lunar journey and its first ever mission to be spearheaded by two women got a boost after the ambitious Chandrayaan-2 mission headed to the moon's south pole achieved an orbit 6,000 kilometers more than what was targeted. It directly states that this is India's second lunar journey. Hence, this cannot be the correct answer. Let's look at the remaining option. Chandrayaan-2 will be exploring areas on the moon that have never been explored previously. The last sentence of the passage says, over the next few days, the spacecraft will be headed to the lunar south pole and take the rover for a short ride on a place where no country has gone before. This means that the rover will be exploring areas on the moon that have not been explored previously. Hence, this is the correct answer option. Let's move on to the second question. Once again, you had to identify the sentence that was true from among the answer options provided. One of the options was, Chandrayaan-2 will be exploring the moon's south pole. From the first and last lines of the passage, we can understand that Chandrayaan-2 will be exploring the moon's south pole. However, let's also see if there are more options that are true. Another option was Chandrayaan-2 is India's second lunar attempt. From the first sentence of the passage, we know that this is true. Let's look at the next option. The satellite has been successfully placed in the geosynchronous transfer orbit. From the fifth sentence in the second paragraph, we know that this is also true. Because all these three options are true, the remaining option, all the given options, is the correct answer. Moving on to the third question. The mission achieved an orbit 6,000 kilometers more than what was targeted. What is its significance? Let's look at the options given. One of the options was ISRO will have to tweak the duration of the earthbound phase. From the last line of the second paragraph, we know that this is just a step in the process and that it is not the result of achieving an orbit that was more than what was targeted. So that is not the correct answer option. Let's consider another option. Maneuvering of the satellite might prove to be difficult. Nowhere in the passage is it mentioned that the maneuvering will be difficult. Hence, this is not the correct answer option. And here is one other answer option. The satellite experienced an initial snag due to this. From the first paragraph, we know that there was a snag during the previous launch attempt, not the correct one. Let's look at the final option. The satellite will have a longer life, more fuel and more time. From the second sentence in the second paragraph, we know that this is true. So this is the correct answer option. Let's look at the fourth question now. Which vehicle carried the satellite? One of the options was SHAR. From the second sentence in the first paragraph, we can understand that SHAR is the launch pad and not the vehicle that carried the satellite. Hence, this answer option is incorrect. Another option was Chandrayaan-2. From the very first sentence in the passage, we know that Chandrayaan-2 is the mission name. Clearly, it is not the vehicle that carried the satellite. Therefore, this is not the correct answer option. Another option was GTO. Now, what is GTO? We can understand from the fifth sentence in the second paragraph that GTO stands for Geosynchronous Transfer Orbit. It is not the name of the vehicle that carried the satellite, so this is not the answer either. So what do you have left? GSLV Mark III. The first sentence in the second paragraph reads, the GSLV Mark III vehicle has successfully injected Chandrayaan-2 in the defined orbit. From this, we know that GSLV Mark III is the vehicle that carried the satellite. Hence, that is the correct answer option. Let's discuss the last question. Chandrayaan-2 is India's second lunar journey and its first ever mission to be spearheaded by two women. What does the word spearheaded mean here? Let's go back and read about the two women mentioned. The last line in the first paragraph says something about them. Project Director M. Vanitha and Mission Director Ritu Kharidal played a pivotal role in making the mission a success. This means that they directed or led the mission. They did indeed make noticeable contributions, but the more appropriate answer is that they commanded the mission. We do not have sufficient information in this passage about the remaining two options. They were the only two women who were part of the mission. It was the first ever mission that had women associated with it. Therefore, the correct answer option is the two women led the Chandrayaan-2 mission. Hope you got the answers right. Happy learning!